sa bahay nito, Milites, ang magkapatid na Andes at Tocomo Bonifacio noong May 4, 1897. So to discuss that, let's go upstairs. So if you will do the math, the house is already around 127 years old. So the original structure is of course the staircase. This is the original. The floorings until the foundations are done. So there you will see the map of Cavite. So there are red lights and blue lights. The red lights represents the faction of Magdiwang. The blue ones represents the Magdalo. So mapapansin nyo rin na may iba pang name na katabi yung name ng place na yan.
Yan yung lumang pangalan?
Hindi. Ang mga names na yan, yun yung code names na ginamit ng Katipunan per place. For example, in Magondon, they use the goat name Matagumpay. Kasi para, for example, magsusulatan sila sa kapwa ng Katipunero, para pag nakita ng mga Kastila, hindi malalaman na doon sila magkikita.
Noong paano yung padala ng mensahe sa kabayo magdadala ng mensahe dyan? So paano nga malalaman kung saan sila makaka-day director sa yung sa kabayo, paano nga pupunta sila dito?
Usually may mga roads din naman sila.
May road na tayo.
Yes. So let's proceed to the first gallery. So this is the first gallery of the museum. It tackles about the story of the Katipunan in Cavite until the arrival of Andres Bonifacio here in Cavite. So a while ago I mentioned the two factions of the Katipunan here in Cavite, the Magdalo and the Magdiwang. So what is these two groups? The Magdalo is led by the Aguinaldos, of course, General Emilio Aguinaldo and Baldomero Aguinaldo, his cousin. On the other hand, Magdiwang is headed by the family of the Alvarez, Santiago, Pascual, and their father Mariano Alvarez. So usually, Bonifacio is connected to Magdiwang. Why? It is because the wife of Andres Bonifacio, Gregoria de Jesus, is related to the family of the Alvarez. Pamangkin ni Don Mariano Alvarez ang ina ni Gregoria de Jesus, si Baltazar Alvarez. So also you will see here the documents sa pagkakatatag ng Balangay na. Copy mo. It's the Lolas Hari. Nasa archives and the National Library.
It's the Lolo of Hari.
Yeah, this is pictures mo kanina, di ba? Ito, this is pictures mo kanina.
Everything's connected.
So, the question is, bakit pumunta dito si Andres Bonifacio?
Yun. Bakit?
The reason why is because he was invited by the Magdiwang para mapag-ayos yung dalawang factions ng Magdalo and Magdiwang. Kasi noong mga panahon yun, meron lang hindi pagkakaunawaan yung dalawang grupo. There are times na sinasabi na nung kailangan ng tulong ng Magdalo, hindi tinuwan ng Magdiwang. Kung kailangan ng Magdiwang, hindi tinuwan ng Magdalo. So yun yung mga hindi pagkakaunawang nangyari sa kanila. That's why invite nila si Bonifacio to mediate the two groups. So here you will see the arrival of Andres Bonifacio in Cavite. Actually, naging masaya ang pagsulubong ng mga Caviteño kay Andres Bonifacio. According to his letters to Emilio Jacinto, is naging masaya ang kanyang pagdating sa Cavite at bawat lugar na kanyang pupuntahan ay mayroong pagdiriwang. So, napunta dito si Bonifacio December of 1896.
Pero yung babae nito, itinayo noong 1898.
1889.
1889, okay.
So you will also see here are the flags of the Katipunan and some of the weapons. So napansin nyo, all of them are red except for one. This one. The black flag, the one with the skull and the face. Now that is actually the initiation flag present when Emilio Aguinaldo became cardinal. And according to Emilio Aguinaldo himself, it seems that it was the beginning of their friendship. Andres Bonifacio and Emilio Aguinaldo. Okay, so sorry.
Okay.
So, KKK, I do believe that there is another KKK
Yeah.
in another country that is very different. We have no connection with that. Okay. So, you'll see here some of the weaponries as well of the Katipunan. So, usually the weaponries of the Caviteños are forged in Kawit. And also, some of the weapons of Katipunan galing sa mga traders from Hong Kong and Japan. So, meron naging part ang dalawang countries ito sa Philippine Revolution. Okay, so if you're done, we may now proceed to the next gallery. So, basically, ito yung story ng pagpunta ni Bonifacio sa Cavite noong December 1896. Isa sa mga naging highlight doon is Paciano Rizal himself visited the Katipunan meeting at Imus noong December 28, 1896. Why? Because nalaman nila Paciano Rizal and Jose Rizal na may balak ang Katipunan to save Jose Rizal and Bagong Bayan. Pero ayaw ng magkapatid na ituloy na Katipunan yung balak na ito. Dahil according sa kanila, mas marami lang ang mapapahamak kung matuloy ang pagliligtas nila kay Jose Rizal. That's why hindi na tinuloy na Katipunan yung plan nila. That's why 2 days later, Rizal was executed at Bagong Bayan. So December 29, the next day, the group of Magdaloy Magdiwang had a meeting at Imus. And the Magdalo suggested to already form a revolutionary government kapalit na Katipunan. Since Katipunan is no longer a secret society then. So that's why the next year, March 22, 1897, naganap ang Tejeros Convention, which is considered to be the first presidential election in the country. And also, the same day, it was the birthday of General Emilio Aguinaldo. Yes. So, sa convention na yan, ang nanalong Pangulo is si General Emilio Aguinaldo. On the other hand, Bonifacio became the Director of Interior. It is like a DLG and a Treasury at the same time. So, yun, na-vote si Bonifacio, pero merong tumutol. His name is Daniel Tirona. According to Daniel Tirona, hindi bagay kay Bonifacio ang nasabing posisyon sapagkat ayon sa kanya, hindi nakapagtapos ng formal na pag-aaral si Bonifacio. At the same time, mas gusto nila is abogado. So that's why, sa pagkakasabi ni Daniel Tirona, medyo na-insulto si Bonifacio. So, since he is the presiding officer, Bonifacio declared the voting null and void. So, hindi niya kinilala yung nasa yung nabuong government sa, yes, similar to what is happening right now, sa government sa Tejeros Convention. Pero most of them still kinilala si General Emilio Aguinaldo as president of the revolutionary government. So, doon nag-ugat yung gulo sa pagitan ng kampo ng revolutionary government at sa kampo ni Bonifacio. Mas lalong tumindi yung pangyayari noong pumunta si Bonifacio sa Naik to form the Naik Military Agreement. Because it is like he is building his own government in Naik. That's why kinasuhan na si Bonifacio noon ng pagtataksil sa bayan or treason. Yes. So, nahuli ang kampo ni Andres Bonifacio sa Indang Cavite. Then, sadly, namatay doon ang kapatid niya sa Siriaco. And on the other hand, Bonifacio was really injured. Sinaksak siya sa leeg, then tiyamaan ng bala sa balikat.
Ito yung they tried to arrest him.
Yes, when they tried to arrest
And then
Bonifacio.
he was brought to Naik.
Yes.
Naik.
Yes, he was brought to Naik. Doon siya kinulong sa Naik. Doon sa parang may hagdanan. Nilalim
Yung
doon.
parang there's a staircase.
Yes.
He was like incarcerated there.
Yes.
Do you remember?
Yes.
Yes.
I
They
remember
went.
very
Yeah, okay. So from Naik, they transferred here in Maragonton because during those times, the Spaniards are attacking already the province of Naik.
At that time, susugatan na si Bonifacio.
Yes.
Pumunta na siya din sa loob ng Naik Elementary School.
Yes. Naik Elementary School was once Casa Hacienda din.
Ginamot ba siya?
Inamot siya ni Gregoria pero hindi sapat.
Ito hindi naman. Dito, sinaksak siya dito.
May bala daw. May bala, tama?
Na inaksak siya dito ng grupo nila Agapito Bonson.
Sibat. Anong ginamit yun? Sibat?
Parang chilyo.
Kuchilyo.
And then-
naman ang bala sa balikat.
Si Gregoria de Jesus yung...
Gregorio de Jesus siya yung
Gamot.
nag-asikaso sa kanyang asawa.
Then nobody from the government parang tried to...
Government.
Diba there was an election? So basically there's a government.
Oh, there's a government,
Oo.
pero
It's not really
it's all like,
functioning.
it's all like, and then like if you're from Bacolod, what Philippine government? Bacolod, I'm from